Hey everybody, this is Ray from TechKnow 2020. We're going to have a couple tutorials today for you, but the first one we want to look at is just the new features in the MacOS Mojave. And we're going to go through a little demo here that they kind of show you. When you first upgrade, they give you this little web page that gives you some great tips and examples of what Mojave can do for you. We're going to just go through that and have a little chat. All right, so the newest feature here is called dark mode. The way you get to dark mode is in the system preferences panel. You simply hit system preferences, you click on general, and in here you can choose between dark mode, which turns everything dark, and light mode. Personally, I think the dark mode is pretty nice, especially it's a little easier on the eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to it right now just to show you what it looks like. The next feature is organizing your desktop. It organizes by file type, stacks. I'm not going to update my Mac right now. So to clean up your desktop clutter, if you're not great at cleaning up yourself, Apple will help do it for you. The next feature is Finder. Find what you're looking for. They have tags. They have information. They have metadata. You can rotate pictures and mark things up, edit stuff, show stuff, all basically in the Finder interface. And you don't have to go to another interface if you want to just quickly mark up something and send it to somebody you know. Quick look is edit a file without opening the app. Basically, again, you can click on the file, you can mark it up, you can rotate it. Very similar to doing it already in the Finder, but you can edit files individually now without opening an app. Oh, by the way, this also works for other files such as PDFs, and I found that works on Photoshop and things like that. If you pull up a Photoshop file, it will let you preview the file, print the file without actually opening up Photoshop. There's some new screen capture tools. Basically, if you press Shift plus Command plus 5, which is kind of new, there's lots of Shift Command 4 for a windowed screenshot and Shift Command 3 for full screen screenshot. There's also one more command. If you go Command Control Shift 4, it lets you copy a window that you select to memory, so you can paste it into an app and not have to save it as a file. But if you do Shift, Command, and 5, and I'll just demonstrate really quick for you here. Command Shift 5, it pulls up this window and says, hey, what do you want to capture? You can drag it where you want to capture it. I say, hey, I maybe just want this picture of this computer here. And if I hit capture, then I've got the screenshot that I can click on, and then I can choose to mark it up, sign it, draw shapes on it, automatically share it with somebody right here without having to leave basically your desktop interface. It's pretty slick. The next one is continuity camera. So shot on an iPhone, see it on the Mac. So as you take a video on your phone, basically you can quickly in Pages you can say insert from iPhone or iPad and take a photo, so you don't have to go to another third-party app, or take the picture and transfer it using AirDrop. Pretty slick feature. News, of course, is a new feature that they've enhanced on iOS devices, and on the Mac they've got a new interface for it. I think it's pretty slick. It kind of gets curated news. You can customize it based on the things you like. If you want entertainment, or if you want cars, if you want technology, customize it to show you the sources you like. It usually gives you a few free stories from some of the major news organizations, like the Washington Post, but some require subscriptions to kind of see all the data. FaceTime, get the group together, have group FaceTime. There was this infamous bug that Apple has just patched with the latest version of the OS, where people could hear what was being said in the background before a group FaceTime was connected. But they've remedied that, the latest version of the OS, and fixed that. I personally haven't used it yet. We use Skype at work, It can do multiple things there, but new feature that you can finally get your family together on, or your friends on group FaceTime. Enhanced stocks. They used to have stocks, of course, on the iOS devices, and now they've brought the stocks back to the Mac for your viewing pleasure. Voice memos, again, used to only be available on iOS devices, and now available inside the native Mojave Mac OS. Basically just go ahead and click the record button, record your audio. You can save things, edit them, trim things like that, like you can do on your iOS device. Again, home automation with home, controlling lights. Personally, I haven't really used this a ton on the Mac. I have been using my Alexa app instead. I have several Alexa devices, lights, controls my thermostats, Honeywell Lyric, but Apple is still trying to make inroads and becoming a standard, even though I think there's a lot of work still to go to get there. Safari is doing a nice job of protecting your privacy. It's blocking and basically allowing you to stay more private. There is ad traffic blocking. Basically, you can create a fingerprint, in current browsers. The Mac reduces or eliminates what people can track by that fingerprint to basically stop social media sites from tracking you and your other sites without your permission, which I think is a pretty good idea. The Mac App Store has been redesigned into a whole new interface with basically ways to browse and to see what's highlighted. Updates. Updates to apps are in the Mac App Store, but updates to your operating system are now found in the system preferences as down here on the bottom. So instead of updating your operating system in the App Store now, you will update your operating system in system preferences by clicking on system preferences and then click on the software app. It goes out and queries Apple and basically says, hey, there's a supplemental update here. I think it'll say for MacOS Mojave, and it takes just a minute. Come on, Apple, come back to me. But you'll see that the software update's no longer tied to the App Store. Wow, it's taking a long time. I think it's Thursday night and everyone's on the internet and everyone's pinging Apple. I'll just let that go for a second down at the bottom here. Basically, that is here's the update here. Basically, Mojave 10.14.3 supplemental update is there that you can apply. Now done again in the preference panel instead of in the App Store. So that is Mojave at a quick glance and some new features from Apple. And stick around for the next tutorial. We're going to do some encryption to see how you can safely store your devices, your important files on thumb drives or on external files, or even on your hard drive on your Mac, in a way to, if you have sensitive data like passwords or account numbers or things of that nature, you can keep private. All right, we'll catch you next time on TechKnow 2020. See you, bye.